Hello everyone. I just wanted to do a monthly update here about vehicles that I would recommend for the Chicago area. Um, so here we go. First off, we got a 2019 Audi Q7. Yeah, sure, it's only the 2.2 liter. That's fine. If you're getting it for under 40,000, you're getting it with only 30,000 miles. Going to be good for 2 years. Um, with this, you'll be able to do Lyft XL, Lyft Lux, Uber XL, Uber Comfort, and sometimes even Uber X if it calls for it. Um, I am continuing to stand by this as far as value goes and looks. This vehicle is the king. It qualifies for pretty much every ride type, and um, it looks good, and it'll last you a good solid 2 years. Uh, which is what I recommend. And anyways, next up, we actually have a 2019 GLE. I was kind of surprised about this, but as you know, vehicles go up and down in demand. So we got this 2019 GLE. It has 40,000 miles, but you know it is a GLE. So the interior is rather nice. All of it, of course, as a Mercedes. And yeah, definitely a good vehicle for if you're looking to do lift, flex, and comfort and all that. Now, this does not have 7 seats, so you won't be able to do XL. So, me personally, I would choose the Q7 over the GLE. Next up, we got the Mercedes-Benz CLS. This is very surprising at this price point. As I said, vehicles go up and down in demand all the time. So you got the CLS 450, black, of course. All vehicles that I would be interested in are black. Car looks great. Definitely will be a showstopper, especially if you're in an area that has Uber Premier, and then also if you're in an area where you can do Lux Black. This is definitely a good vehicle if you're in that kind of market. Next up, which was kind of surprising, we got this completely blacked out Maserati Levante. Um, pretty much everything is black except the badge, and you got the blacked out wheels. Definitely a excellent looking exterior vehicle. Now, it is on the higher end of pricing, but again, if you're in a market where you can do Lux Black and Uber Premier, definitely a good vehicle that I would look into. Next up, we got unsurprisingly my vehicle. Well, not my actual vehicle, but a Porsche Cayenne. I mean, what else can I say? It's got low miles. It's beautiful looking rear, and the interior is just immaculate. The center console screen. It's just crazy. Um, I get all kinds of compliments on mine, and I'm very happy with it. So again, if you're in a market that has Premier and Lex Black, definitely a good grab. Next up, now this was rather surprising, but kind of anticipating. We have some Model Ys that are going for fairly cheap. Um, yeah, and this is a 2021. Um, so if you have access to cheap electricity, or you're in a situation like me where you get free EV charging, This definitely is a vehicle to get. It's only got 16,000 miles. Well, last year, a long time. Another surprising vehicle. We got a Model S. That's right, Tesla Model S. It's got 30,000 miles. 2019. Good for 2 years. Um, what can I say? It's a Model S. I mean, it's a showstopper. You know, um, if you're looking for longevity, I would have gone with the Model Y because it's 2 years newer. But again, I don't keep my vehicles for more than 2 years, so I would definitely look into this if it is within your price range. Next up, we got a an Escalade. Of course, we got an Escalade, and it's a 2020. It only has 27,000 miles. Fairly cheap for an Escalade. Now, the reason why I got this out was because this vehicle has been listed for 213 days. So with that, you can probably knock off a couple $1,000s off this price if you go up to them. It's got the black wheels, always good. It's got the sidebar assist, as all full-size SUVs should. And this vehicle can do every ride type. I mean, you can't go wrong with this. Um, Lux Black standards, and you can have this vehicle for 3 years. Solid vehicle. Next up, we got a 2020 Lincoln Aviator. The reason why I even have this vehicle on this list, yes, it is a high price, but it is a black label. That is, and a cheap black label at that. It's listed $2,300 below normal price. It only has 14,000 miles. Yeah, interior looks immaculate, as a black label should be. This is, very top of the line, high end vehicle. Everything is premium. It's again an excellent looking vehicle on the inside. I would actually recommend this over the Model Y. Again, it's a combination of the looks and again, it's a black label that can carry you in getting some private rides. Next up, we got an Audi SQ5 going for surprisingly cheap. It's only got 27,000 miles. Definitely a excellent vehicle to do Lyft Flex in, and Uber Premier if you have that in your market. Um, Again, very good looking vehicle, and because it is a an S line, it has the much better looking seats. So it's a much more comfortable ride. Surprisingly, um, we got a fairly cheap Audi Q8 for 55,000. This is like top level stuff here. Um, people people say the Q8 is just a cheaper Lamborghini Uru. Okay. Um, the fact that it's even put on that level should tell you what kind of attraction and attention you'll get with this vehicle. Um, it is Audi's top of the line SUV. Um, Plenty of legroom. I would almost say as much legroom as a 7 Series. Definitely an excellent vehicle. Quite honestly, if I had if I had known about this vehicle, I would probably have gotten into this over the Porsche. That is, wow, that is a steal. I would get this immediately. Next up, you got a Volvo S90 for fairly cheap. Uh, you know, good looking vehicle if you're looking to get into the Lux Black and Premier rides. Um, the interior, it's a little lackluster in my opinion, but the exterior is great. It is the S90, so it has a ton of space in the second row. So, you know, definitely, definitely a good vehicle in that aspect. I personally, I wouldn't get this vehicle, but that's just me. But again, I have it on the list because it's a good value. It's a good vehicle. Next up, we got a Volvo XC90. The reason why I have this on here is because it is comparable to the Audi Q7, both in price and in the fact that this one has 7 seats. So, this will let you pretty much do everything except for a Premier SUV. So you can do Lux Black, Lux Black XL, and it's a good vehicle, good mileage, no accidents. Next up, we got a Cadillac CTS. The reason why I have this one in particular, there's actually a couple that were cheaper, is because this is the one with the 3.6 liter engine. So it's yeah, and it's fully loaded. Me personally, if I were to get this vehicle, I would immediately I would immediately change out the wheels. Um, they're they're not to my taste. Uh, but this vehicle is excellent looking. It's basically an Escalade in a sedan. Not much more you can say about that. Next up, you got a really, really, really cheap 5 Series BMW. Um, Going for $38,000. That is, wow. Now, something that I have noticed through my experiences shopping is CarMax consistently has good pricings on all of their vehicles. Um, I'm I'm not sponsored by them, so I don't ever will never take a sponsor for anything. Just for my own personal shopping, you know, they may not have always have the best cheapest pricing, but they're fairly competitive and the and if your credit isn't perfect, um, but you make fairly good money, they actually will give you a fairly decent loan through their own in-house financing, which is why I even started to look into them. So, honestly, in your area, and you're in a vehicle search, I would honestly start off with CarMax. I you're not going to be disappointed. And honestly, like they actually gave me a good, very good evaluation for my Q7. Um, I was like this close from getting a 7 Series, but I didn't want to they were actually gonna let me have a 7 Series and have the Q7 at the same time, but I didn't want to have two car payments, so I backed out of it. Next up, we got a 7 Series. Now these have been slowly been buying out. So yeah, there were a few that were going for fairly cheap, and then they got bought out. Um, but this one is still good. It's the 750i too, so And it's got the blacked out wheels. Very nice vehicle. If you're looking to do sedan level rides, this is the king. Look at this. Come on. Can you argue with this? No, you can't. It's got 40,000 miles. Again, good for 2 years, in my eyes. And the vehicle's been listed for a few months, so you might be able to get 1,000 or two knocked off of this actually, if you go to it directly. Next up, we got a 2020 Suburban. They decided to use a stock photo for whatever reason, but they do have it listed as a black interior, black exterior, and it's only going for 46,000, and it's a 2020 with only 34,000 miles. If you're looking to do all right types, this is a fairly good vehicle, and it has a lot of space. So if you don't want to deal with having a small third row, you won't have any issues with this car. Next up, you got the a Yukon, not a Yukon XL, but a Yukon nonetheless. Um, so it is the Yukon SLT. It's got the side steps, which is always good, and yeah, it's going for 47,000 with only 33,000 miles. Um, if you're looking to get into all right types, again, this is kind of a good contender. It's got a little more space in the third row um, than a Q7. So in that aspect, I would say um, that this would be a better vehicle for that. But again, you can't really argue with 39,000. So, but if you want to pay a little bit more and get some more space in the back, there you go. Now this one is it was fairly surprising. It's a 2019 Ford Expedition. It's only got 28,000 miles on it, which is pretty cheap. Again, $3,100 below asking price, no accidents, one owner. Um, and this vehicle has been listed for about 4 months. So again, it's a vehicle that you can probably go there and knock off a couple $1,000s off of it, just because they've had it for so long. So if space is king in your opinion, definitely a good vehicle to get. So that sums up about all the vehicles. Now, if I had to choose three, narrow it down to three, um, I would go at it like this. This is they're all really good. So I'm gonna break it up into two sections. 7 seats and not 7 seats. So let's sort this out here and break up all the 7-seaters into one section first. Actually, let me just make sure that this is leather seats. Because if it isn't leather seats, then yeah, I can't include it. Oh, it's got leather seats. All right, we're safe. Okay, so for 7 seats, as far as that's concerned, you know, I I would have to knock off the Escalade off of this just because like it's too much compared to everything else. Um, and then I would knock out the Yukon. So if you're looking for just pure value, all arounder, um, yeah, I would go with the Q7. Probably gonna be a favorite of mine for a long time to come when I come to recommending vehicles. But if you're looking for Space King, I mean, you can't really argue with Suburban. Now that we're done with that, now as far as um, six not XL rides is concerned. If I were to choose three vehicles off this list, this is a very competitive list. Um, Jeez. I mean, I would like all of these. I would do. Like, uh, like 100% the Q8. Like 100% Q8, 100% the 750i. Um, I guess I've not got the black label. Um, I would go with the Model S over the Model Y. But, Model Y is 2 years newer. So we can go with that. Um, wow, this is tough. I'm actually gonna drop the Tesla completely. So these would be the three vehicles I would recommend for the um, for the Lux and Lux Black and Premier level rides. Um, the King's the 7 Series. Um, if you could find one at a good price, 100% get it. Um, it is it's 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 got so much leg room that you know you can you can stretch and go to sleep in it. It's ridiculous. You can carry basketball players around in this car. It's madness. Um, you know, um, and then as far as SUVs is concerned, you know, this is like this is the exterior of this vehicle is just crazy. Um, I would personally go with this over the Q8 just from that. But at the end, overall, I would go with the Q8 just because people associating the Q8 with um, cars like the Urus and things like that. So like you're starting to get into like the really big time stuff and I don't know about other markets, but as far as Chicago is concerned, I haven't seen anybody doing rides at any level, chauffeur level or not, doing rides in a Q8. So you would definitely have a an edge on that. Um, but again, no one's doing rides in a Levante either. You know, so it's at this point I would say it's pretty much the recommended taste. But I would always recommend the 7 Series. Like it's literally the most comfortable ride you could ever get into. It's pretty much the equivalent of an S series, but 20, $30,000 less. Um, so yeah, there's that. If I were to if I were to be in the market again for another vehicle, these would be I would be happy with any of these three. Honestly, I'm very happy with my Cayenne. I'm not disappointed in it. But if I had to go back on everything, um, I would get this over anything else. Um, but yeah, here's the list of vehicles for the month of December. You know, some are surprising and some are not. But again, that's why I kind of want to do this on a monthly basis to kind of see what's a good deal out there and what's not. Anyways, have a nice day.